Good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday. We are on episode 7, wrapping up our 7-day Apex Facebook Live series. And I'm going to bring you one more of the 7 areas of your life today. Here in sunny Arizona, I thought I would do this one outside. It's going to be about 102 today here, which is actually less than the typical temperature this time of year, but it's warm for sure. I hope you're having a nice Saturday, and everybody's been commenting on what a crazy week they've had, me included. So glad it's Saturday, and it's all good. It's gonna carry on. So the subject today we're gonna talk about is love yourself. And I know we talked a little bit about taking the focus off of yourself, but this is different. This is just about being true to who you are, because you are trying to live your best life. So I would say the first thing is to forgive yourself. I mean, just start with a clean slate. We've all made mistakes. We've all, been embarrassed or done things or whatever. So just start with a clean slate, forgive yourself. That's what I would start with. And then I would say, put yourself first. And again, it's not about not being able to focus on others. It's just, if you're like a lot of us, you do everything for everybody else and you put off what you need to do for yourself, and that's not good, because now you're not your best self to help other people. So when you skip that workout, you're like, oh, I promised someone I would go do this, I'm just going to blow that off. That's not loving yourself. I mean, you need to have enough care about yourself and your health and who you are to stick to your guns on some of those things. So try to keep that in mind. And then I would talk about personal development. I'm kind of big on this, and I think, you can read books, you can join masterminds, go on podcasts, webinars. There's a lot of things you can do, but you really should want to always grow and try to better yourself. I think that just brings more to the table, makes you a more interesting person. And there's a book that I read years ago. I've read a ton of them, but this one always really, really resonated with me. It was a classic, Dale Carnegie book, but it was How to Win Friends and Influence People. And I think the reason that stuck with me is it was based on people skills, which I think is huge. It's great to be super smart and all kinds of things, but if you have people skills, you're going to get along in life, because you're going to understand how to communicate and relate to people and be empathetic and be that person people aren't afraid to talk to and be around. I felt like there were some great tips in that. We just gave that book to our nephew for Christmas, as a matter of fact, young man. I just feel like everyone should at least be aware of those. Especially in this world today, oh my gosh, we could use people skills. So I think that's kind of an important one. And I would also throw in, get out of your comfort zone. This is hugely out of my comfort zone. I've never been a person that could speak in a group or go on a camera. This series has made me really have to stretch out of my comfort zone. But you know what? It's good. I've gotten some decent feedback and I feel good about it, and it's made me a little less scared to do this. So you never have a bad experience from that. You always grow, even if you don't do it perfectly. It's making you a better person. So figure out something that you can do to get out of your comfort zone. I think you'll be glad. And don't give up. It's going to be another thing you need to think about is just stick with stuff. Don't give up. It's going to be hard. But anyway, so another thing that I would definitely, a lot of you are going to relate to, is learn how to say no. I am the worst at this, the worst. Anybody who asks me, can you help me with this? Can you come over and do this? Can I call you about this? Of course I want to help them. My knee-jerk reaction is always to say, yes, sure. So I have a new phrase for you that you can use to help you now. And this is so true, and I finally just developed it. So when somebody asks me to do something that I dearly want to help them do, I say, I'm going to give you the caveat. Yes, I really want to help you, but just so you know, I tend to overschedule myself, because it's true. And then at least if I decide to go forward, they have a heads up that, it may not be a flawless situation, because I will overschedule myself. I'll also use that if I need to turn them down and just say, because I tend to overschedule myself, I just can't do this right now at this time. But, thanks for thinking of me, and maybe down the road. But, you do have to keep that in mind. We're probably all guilty of doing that. It's just so difficult. And then I guess another thing that I would tell you that I see a lot is, don't compare yourself to others. We all know, especially with social media, you are going to see pictures of amazing food and trips and outfits and people out having a great time even still. And after a while, it can start to make you think, well, wow, what am I doing with my life, you know? And I think we all know that a lot of that isn't super accurate, and I would not gauge anything in your life by what you see people doing. I mean, it's great to set goals and respect what other people do, but kind of do it with a grain of salt, because a lot of that is not really very accurate. You don't want it making you feel worse. That's not what we're here to do. So I would say that. And then there's one that a lot of people maybe don't think about, but I think it's huge. Make fun a priority. You have to still have fun, especially now, because we're all struggling to figure out how to live this life of being in the middle of COVID and can't go out, and maybe you can't do that fantastic vacation or meet your whole group of friends at your favorite restaurant right now, but you can still have fun. So, I mean, make it a priority, whatever that looks like to you. If it's getting together with, you know, family, playing games, we talked about that. If it's hanging out with your pets and doing fun things with them, try not to let yourself get away from the fact that fun still needs to be a priority in your life. It's huge. It's good for you, good for the soul. We're all trying to be happy and positive, right? We need fun. And don't forget about gratitude. And some people kind of scoff at this, but if you think of it more as a term of, I just want to know, hi Kathy, I just want to know what is good in my life. Keep that in mind. You have to keep thinking positive every day, and you've got to purposefully think about it sometimes. Something will get you down and you have to remember, well, that's kind of crummy, but I do have this going on, and you know, my family's great and I'm healthy. And so just keep trying to inject those good thoughts and feelings every morning purposefully, because that will help your outlook. It's important, and then you can be your best you. And then the last tip that I would throw in is maybe make a list of your accomplishments. You know, maybe you don't always realize the things that you've done and impact you've had and good things that you've accomplished in the past. Maybe you need to have a list to look at to just kind of boost yourself and say, yeah, I have done a few things. I've helped some people. I've made a difference. I've done a great job at work. You know, I've helped my family, whatever it is. Make a list of accomplishments once in a while. Just kind of review, you know, maybe you're doing all right. You're not so bad. It's not all bad. So, I mean, that's just a list of tips I would give you kind of to wind this up. I wanted to wrap it up on a positive note and just have it be, you know, things that you can do to be your best self. We're all trying to live our best life. Despite this COVID situation we're in, it can be good. So I'm just here to encourage you. And if you want to reach out to me through the Smart Women Series USA group, I would love to hear from you. If you want to like and comment on this video, I'd appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining me for this series, and I hope something resonated with you and gave you some food for thought. We all just need to try to keep a positive attitude and, you know, be kind to each other, you know, really be a good human being. That's what it really is about. So have a great rest of your weekend. Happy Father's Day tomorrow to all the guys, and thank you for joining me. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.